if you're looking to supercharge fat loss and boost mitochondria health, I've got quite the lesson for you. I'll be outlining some of the top fat-burning foods that not only help you burn stubborn fat, but help you have more energy, help you feel good. This works so effectively that when you start to eat these foods, you'll start to notice the fat around your stomach melt off day after day. I've tested this out on myself and with thousands of students. And as a matter of fact, a lot of these foods are taken from chapter 9 of my upcoming book, Metabolic Freedom, due published May 13th, 2025 with Hay House, and you get the inside sneak peek right now. The first set of foods I'm going to share with you activate a really powerful fat-burning hormone that you may have not heard of called adiponectin. Adiponectin is a hormone produced by adipose fat tissue that plays a crucial role in regulating glucose levels and fatty acid breakdown. It enhances insulin sensitivity, making it easier for cells to absorb glucose from the bloodstream, thus helping to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. In terms of fat loss, adiponectin helps to boost the body's ability to break down fat and reduces the accumulation of fat cells. It supports skin health as well. Adiponectin is anti-inflammatory and helps to protect the skin from damage caused by inflammation and oxidative stress. It does this by supporting collagen production, which is essential for maintaining skin elasticity and reducing the appearance of wrinkles. This is important because as you lose weight, we don't want to have excess flabby skin. The key is to activate adiponectin to prevent this or to overcome excess loose skin if you have it right now. You can activate adiponectin through exercise, but also with these 5 key fat-burning foods. We have olive oil, extra virgin, cold-pressed organic olive oil, wild-caught fish, olives, avocados, and berries. All of these have been shown through research to activate adiponectin. Think of adiponectin as a diligent traffic cop in a neighborhood intersection. Just as a traffic cop ensures smooth and efficient movement of vehicles through intersections, adiponectin regulates the flow and usage of energy in the body. When traffic is light and moving smoothly, the traffic cop may relax, but always remains vigilant, ready to step in when necessary. In times of heavy traffic, like rush hour, the traffic cop directs vehicles to prevent jams and accidents. In the body, with your metabolism during periods of increased energy demand or stress, adiponectin enhances insulin sensitivity and stimulates the breakdown of fatty acids, preventing the buildup of fat and maintaining smooth metabolic function. This regulation helps prevent metabolic traffic jams that can lead to conditions like insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and even obesity. By efficiently managing the traffic inside of your body in terms of glucose and fats, adiponectin ensures the energy flow remains steady and cells function optimally, contributing to overall metabolic health. So activate it through exercise and those 5 foods I just shared with you. The second set of foods naturally increase a very important fat loss hormone called testosterone. Testosterone is important for both men and for women. Testosterone is another hormone that is highly influenced by food choices. While males have more testosterone than females, and most people think of it as a male hormone, female adrenal glands and ovaries produce small amounts that are very important for them as well. Women lose testosterone during menopause, and because testosterone helps build muscle and burn calories, this hormone imbalance leads to muscle loss, lower metabolism, and weight gain. Adequate levels of testosterone support muscle mass maintenance and growth, which in turn boosts the metabolic rate and promotes fat burning. This hormone also enhances energy levels, motivation, physical performance, making regular exercise more effective for weight management. Additionally, testosterone helps regulate the distribution of body fat, reducing the accumulation of visceral fat, which is the fat around your organs, which has been associated with various health risks. Beyond its role in fat loss, testosterone contributes to bone density, cardiovascular health, and overall mood and cognitive function. Maintaining healthy levels is essential for achieving sustainable, optimal health and well-being. In men, testosterone levels typically peak during adolescence and early adulthood. After the age of 30, testosterone begins to decline at an average rate of about 1% per year. By the time men reach their 70s and 80s, their testosterone levels can be significantly lower than during their younger years. This gradual decline in testosterone can lead to symptoms such as decreased muscle mass, increased body fat, reduced libido, and lower energy levels. In women, testosterone levels also peak in early adulthood and start to decline as they age. However, the decline is usually more gradual and less pronounced than in men. Testosterone in women drops about 50% between the ages of 20 and 40. After menopause, women experience a further decline, as I mentioned. By the time women reach their 70s and 80s, their testosterone levels can be very low, contributing to reduced muscle mass, decreased bone density, and changes in mood and energy levels. You could actually boost your testosterone levels naturally by adding the following foods: eggs, avocados, salmon, anchovies, sardines, mackerel, red meat, and olive oil. You could also incorporate the following fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds to boost testosterone levels as well and help you burn fat. Here's the list of them: pomegranates, arugula, Swiss chard, garlic, onions, Brazil nuts, pumpkin seeds, walnuts, and macadamia nuts. The third set of foods that help with fat loss actually work with your gut microbiome. These are foods that build your gut microbiome that actually help you have more energy and sustained fat loss. Believe it or not, we have 10 times more bacterial cells than human cells, and most bacteria in the gut have 100 to 150 more genes than the human genome. When you eat the following foods I'm going to share with you, it helps your metabolism function better, balances your hormones for fat loss, allows your brain to make neurotransmitters, and guess what? 90% of all the bacteria that live in your body exists in your gut. So there's two classifications of fat-burning foods that support the gut. We have probiotic-rich foods and prebiotic-rich foods. Let's start with probiotic. These are foods that play a crucial role in maintaining a healthy gut microbiome, which we know is essential for overall health and well-being. These foods are rich in beneficial bacteria, help to balance the gut flora by enhancing the population of good microbes. Eat the following probiotic-rich fermented foods to support the gut and fat loss: yogurt, preferably unsweetened yogurt, organic, sauerkraut, pickles, kimchi, kombucha, kefir dairy, kefir water, natto, and tempeh. Then we have prebiotic-rich foods, which are essential for also maintaining a healthy gut microbiome because they provide the necessary nutrients to feed beneficial bacteria. Think of these prebiotic foods as the fertilizer for a garden, nourishing the soil so that the healthy plants, the probiotics, can grow and thrive. Just as fertilizer provides essential nutrients that helps plants flourish, prebiotic foods supply the vital nutrients and fibers that the beneficial gut and your bacteria need to thrive as well. Here's a list of my favorite prebiotic foods to support the gut microbiome and fat loss. We have garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, bananas, chicory root, Jerusalem artichokes, and dandelion greens. We also have pistachios, split peas, red kidney beans, cashews, oats, apples, and konjac root. In addition, we have burdock root, seaweed, flax seeds, and cacao. The fourth set of foods here that help with fat loss are foods that have essential amino acids. Essential amino acids are simply a fancy word for saying high-quality protein. Amino acids are crucial for building healthy bodies. Dr. Gabrielle Lyon's book, Forever Strong, highlights a crucial yet often overlooked aspect of the obesity epidemic. The issue is being under-muscled. According to Dr. Lyon, the root cause of many metabolic problems, including obesity, is not merely excess fat, but a deficiency in muscle mass. When you have more muscle mass, your body is going to be more insulin sensitive. It's going to raise your metabolic rate. You're going to have more energy, and you're going to burn more fat sitting on the couch without having to actually cut calories or exercise to burn that fat. So muscle mass is crucial for health, longevity, and especially fat loss and mitochondrial health. The following are my favorite lean muscle amino acid foods that I would recommend you have on a consistent basis to burn fat, build muscle, and support your mitochondria. We have chicken, beef, fish, pork, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, tofu, lentils, pumpkin seeds, quinoa, and edamame. You now have a list of several fat-burning foods that will supercharge fat loss, support the mitochondria, and hey, even extend your lifespan. I'm going to get now into the top questions asked on this topic, but before I do, there's a free gift for you. I have a 7-day protocol for you to lose 10 pounds in 7 days using 3 easy steps. It's called my Burn Fat ebook, and you could get it for free by either scanning the QR code on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on the podcast, go to burnfatbook.com or click the link in the notes, burnfatbook.com. Go get it for free, and you can lose up to 10 pounds in the next 7 days following those easy steps. Let's get to the first question. What are the worst foods to consume that contribute to stubborn fat? There's a list of 4 of them. Number 1 is high fructose corn syrup, HFCS, which is typically found in packaged processed foods. High fructose corn syrup is mitochondrial poison. It also creates fatty liver because of the concentration of fructose. It also spikes your blood sugar and insulin levels, which put you in a fat storage state. So make sure you're not consuming HFCS, high fructose corn syrup, if you're looking to burn fat and support your mitochondrial health. Then we have processed carbohydrates in general. When we think about potatoes, there's a very different response in your metabolism when you eat baked potato or cooked potatoes versus potato chips. When you have potato chips, it is processed now, and it jacks up glucose and insulin, puts your body in a fat storage state. Potatoes, on the other hand, in the whole food source, doesn't have the same effect. We could say the same thing with other foods that are processed as well. So in general, stay away from foods that have a long list of ingredients, foods that are in boxes and bags and packaged baked goods. These are usually in the inner aisle of your grocery store. We want to shop the perimeter of the outer aisle to get single ingredient whole foods. Then we have vegetable oils / seed oils. These are inflammatory fats that create cell membrane inflammation, mitochondrial damage, and promote fat storage because of the inflammation. This is a list of 8 of them that you want to avoid and remove from your diet if you're looking to burn fat. We have canola oil, called rapeseed oil in the UK, corn oil, cottonseed oil, soybean oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, and rice bran oil. Instead, we want to swap those polyunsaturated fats that I just mentioned for the healthy fats I shared earlier in this lesson. And then we have snacking. Now, snacking is not a food per se, but every time you snack, you raise glucose and insulin, and you put your body in a fat storage state. If you're looking to supercharge fat loss and healthy mitochondria, we want to eliminate snacking. If you're brand new to this, start with 3 meals a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, eating the foods I listed today. There's a lot of options for you to choose from. Eventually, you work your way up to what's called time-restricted feeding, where maybe you have 2 meals in a 6 to 8 hour eating window, and you fast outside of that. Really beneficial for fat loss. Next question is this: what does a typical day of eating look like for you, Ben? Well, I'm pretty lean. I've lost 80 pounds 17 years ago. I've kept the weight off. So how do I stay lean year-round, stay healthy, feel good? I do time-restricted feeding. I typically eat between 12 p.m. and about 5 p.m., and I'll typically eat meat-based foods, carnivore-based foods, red meat, eggs, lamb, seafood. That's the majority of my diet. Let's say 95% of my diet. And then on Sundays, I typically flex out with healthy carbs, a lot of the healthy carbs I mentioned in today's video. But for me, I'm animal-based. It works really well for me and my gut microbiome and my physiology. And for a lot of people, when you eat more meat and less carbs, you're also gonna feel incredible and burn fat. Next question: are there any other methods to supercharge fat loss? There's a ton. And I have a ton of content and programs that I teach, and the book Metabolic Freedom will cover this in depth with a 30-day plan. But I would add one more thing to the conversation here: steps, walking. If you get at least 10,000 steps per day, you're gonna burn fat. You're gonna feel good. You're gonna extend your lifespan. Walking is so underrated. It's the king of fat loss, especially when you walk after your meals. It reduces what's called postprandial glucose, which is the blood sugar response from a meal. The higher your blood sugars go after eating a meal, the more insulin is required to shuttle that excess blood sugar out of the bloodstream and put it into your cells, which puts you in a fat storage state. When you go for a walk after a meal, it blunts that glucose response. Less insulin is produced. You go back to a fat burning state much faster. So get at least 10,000 steps a day, and if you can, go for a 15 to 30 minute walk after all your meals or your biggest meal of the day. That will supercharge fat loss. I have a couple more questions I'll answer here, but I want to let you know I have my brand new book, Metabolic Freedom, coming out, which puts everything I just shared today in much more detail for you. And here's some more information about that book. I have a brand new book called Metabolic Freedom, published with Hay House, being released May 13th, 2025. This book outlines the exact steps to restore your metabolism, heal your hormones, and burn fat. It presents to you the problems to why we see metabolic disease and the exact steps to restore your metabolism to burn serious fat. At the end of the book, there's a 30-day plan for you to lose up to 30 pounds in 30 days. And here's the exciting announcement. You could get this book right now. And when you order it today, you'll get a free Metabolic Freedom mini course where I teach you how the metabolism works, my favorite keto and fasting hacks to burn fat, and exclusive interviews with Dr. Jason Fung, Dr. Daniel Pompa, Cynthia Thurlow, Megan Ramos, and others. That is all for free in this mini course. If you go to the QR code on the screen right now, or if you're listening on the podcast, head to metabolicfreedombook.com or click the link at the top of the notes of this video and this podcast. You could go purchase the book right now and get immediate access to this free mini course and exclusive interviews. Click the link down below or go to metabolicfreedombook.com. All right, next question is, what else can you do to naturally boost mitochondrial health? Moving your body. The steps I mentioned, strength training, great for mitochondrial health, getting quality sleep where your body's repairing and healing and detoxifying, getting outside and getting sunshine and grounding yourself, great for the mitochondria. There's a lot of things you can do, but the name of the game is to lower inflammation, move your body, eat whole foods, and you'll boost mitochondrial health. Next question is, what is the best way to test my blood sugar and insulin levels? For insulin, you want to get a fasting insulin blood test done. It's a blood test that's super cheap, and you want your fasting insulin levels to be in the single digits. If it's over 10, you've got insulin resistance. If it's over 20, you've got severe insulin resistance. And studies show you could have high levels of insulin for 6 to 14 years without your blood sugars even changing. So I would suggest a fasting insulin as the most important test for your metabolism. You could also test your blood sugars by getting what's called a hemoglobin A1C test. This is going to give you 3 months worth of your glucose data. And you want that to be at 5.2% or less. Once you're around 5.7% to 6.4%, you're considered pre-diabetic. And once you're at 6.5% or higher, you're considered full-on diabetic. An A1C will show you that metric. It's another cheap test that I recommend getting. You now know the foods to support adiponectin, testosterone, the gut microbiome, and muscle mass. Incorporate them, get your steps, feel good, burn fat. We'll put all the resources mentioned down below, and share this episode with somebody you know. And thank you so much for listening and watching the entire episode. And if you love this episode, you're gonna love a recent video I did taking a deeper dive into insulin on the only real secret for weight loss. Check out this clip, I'll see you in that video. You create something called hormone resistance, which leads to weight loss resistance. So if you've tried cutting calories, excessive exercise, fad diets, and maybe toxic fat loss pills and supplements, and you lose some weight and gain it back, this is the reason why. Well, it's important to understand that glucose in the bloodstream is natural. It's not